What's up, everyone? Welcome to your weekly tech update, the show that explores the newest, coolest, and craziest side of tech available on the interwebs. I am your gaming addict, Ray McNeil. Coming up on the program today, a Galaxy Fold user complains about a crease and poor user experience. Check out my review of Angry Birds VR Isle of Pigs for the PlayStation VR. And happening in this week's What The... A Lamborghini driver tries to show off his $500,000 ride and ends up crashing it into a brick wall. I kid you not. I'll show you that and a whole lot more coming up on today's edition of your weekly tech update next. Hi everyone. One leaker who claims to have gotten their hands on the new Samsung Galaxy Fold has shared some important details on what to expect. And it sounds pretty troubling for a $2,000 smartphone. Speaking to Samsung tracking site Sam Mobile, the leaker notes that the Galaxy Fold will not fold completely flat. When the device is in its folded state, according to the leaker, there's a gap near the hinge. The person likened it to the look of a binder. When the Galaxy Fold is open, there's a clearly visible crease that separates the two sides of the device. However, when both screens are on and brightness is set to 70% or higher, the person said that the crease is nearly invisible to see. That said, when the person was moving their finger over the crease, it was clearly felt, even when the screen was open as wide as it would go. Whether coincidence or not, Samsung today published a video of its own showing the durability testing process for the Galaxy Fold. While a statement accompanying the video stressed the amount of rigorous testing that the Galaxy Fold must go through, it didn't address reports of a visible crease. In addition to that issue, there have been some concerns in leaked videos with how quickly Samsung software can recognize that the phone's state has been changed from a closed single-screen state to a open dual-screen state. According to the leaker, there's a delay in apps recognizing the shift from one display to another that in some cases can last a few seconds. Of course, the external display can be used independently of the internal display, and according to the leaker, will allow for a full smartphone experience that lets you use apps, play games, and more when it's folded and closed. You can also create two home pages on either screen and have different apps quickly accessible. On the performance side, the person told Sam Mobile you shouldn't expect much of a difference in the way the device works compared to the current Galaxy S10. Since both will be running the same Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 processor. The person didn't mention performance of the handset's cameras and other features, but you would imagine they're going to be on par as well. The Galaxy Fold is slated to hit store shelves on April 26th, which means the clock is ticking. With less than a month to go, Samsung will need to address these lag issues fast and assure users that the crease won't be an issue for its nearly $2,000 price tag. Nintendo is working on two new versions of the Switch that could be released as soon as this summer. That's according to a report in the Wall Street Journal. One of the models is said to be a cheaper variant, while the other device reportedly has enhanced features targeted at avid gamers or hardcore gamers. The cheaper model will omit the vibration feature, suggesting that it won't have detachable Joy-Con controllers at all. It's said to be seen as a successor to the 3DS. Reported earlier this year, Nintendo was planning to release a smaller Switch with a focus on portability. The report doesn't have any firm details on the higher-end model, but one source implied there was more to the revision than a simple performance boost. Even so, there's clear room for improvement in that regard. The Switch uses a 4-year-old NVIDIA processor, and if NVIDIA were to get back into mobile chip development for Nintendo, it could make major gains in power and efficiency. The Wall Street Journal says the new Switch hardware is likely to be announced sometime during E3 in June. Bioengineered blood vessels are one step closer to being available for patients. In clinical trials, these vessels were installed in the arms of dialysis patients and successfully integrated into their circulatory systems. Now, researchers reported online March 27th in Science Translational Medicine the new blood vessels, which eventually host the patient's own cells after implantation, are designed to be safer and more effective than the current options. Traditional implants composed of synthetic polymers or donor tissue are liable to trigger inflammation or immune system rejection. Hundreds of thousands of people in the US alone require blood vessel implants for dialysis. These bioengineered vessels could help not only those patients, but also people who have lost blood vessels through tumor removal or even injury, says Christopher Buer, director of the Center for Regenerative Medicine at Nationwide Children's Hospital in Columbus, Ohio, in the States, who was not involved in the work, by the way. Heather Pritchard, a biomedical engineer, created each blood vessel by seeding a biodegradable polymer tube, first with vascular cells from a deceased donor. Now, inside a bioreactor tank that supplied the vascular cells with nutrients, these cells multiplied and secreted proteins that formed an intercellular network. This is so exciting. After 8 weeks, the polymer scaffold had broken down, and the researchers stripped the donor cells from the remaining protein tube, leaving no living material behind. The vessel, about 6 millimeters across, was then implanted into the patient, where the patient's own cells gradually migrated into the tube. Think of this as an apartment building without any tenants. It's an empty space for the patient's cells to come in and occupy once the protein tube is implanted. The team tested its vessels in 60 patients who needed dialysis for kidney disease, a process that involves filtering a patient's blood through a machine. The procedure requires implanting a large extra vessel in the arm to serve as a circulatory detour of sorts, feeding blood into the dialysis machine. Now, the newly engineered blood vessels didn't trigger any significant immune reactions in any of those 60 patients. Tissue samples from 13 of the participants revealed that the vessels had matured within 1 to 2 years after implantation. The new vessels also became covered in microvessels that supplied oxygen and nutrients to the implant. The researchers are now testing their vessels' effectiveness compared with that of a synthetic alternative in a clinical trial involving hundreds of patients.